It's not that there's nowhere to run. There's a whole universe out there. It just won't help you. That was the accepted rule. If your planet was brought to the brink by invasion, asteroid, rampant disease, or random wandering black hole, you were on your own. That was the rule that we all followed. No connections, no real way to ask for help. We were all on our own. We were all isolated, insulated, completely content to ignore and be ignored by the rest of them. There was no grand galaxy-spanning council or empire, or singular governmental body to make things work. We were all aware of all the others, and we all had nothing to do with anyone who wasn't us. Until, one day, a new group entered our sight. No one had ever expected an advanced civilization to come from that backwater branch of the galaxy. These humans, using their own technology, had made it to the stars. Like the rest of us, they had previously thought that they were utterly alone. Like the rest of us. They were cautious, and a few were blatantly suspicious. Like the rest of us. But within that caution was a willingness to lower barriers, reach out and help in whatever was needed. Unlike the rest of us. The first major incident was on a planet known as Gorus. It had been suffering a lack of rain for many, many cycles. An entire generation had passed since the last drop fell. They had done the best they could, and strict population control and rationing had bought them time. But it wasn't going to last for much longer. The Gorians looked at humans and, for the first time in galactic history, said, "Help us." The human response was, to say the least, astonishing. The high plains of Gorus were soon clogged with ships full of supplies, and their scientists got to work as soon as they touched the ground. Their own brand of atmospheric probes quickly identified the problem. The core of Gorus had slowed down to the point that the magnetic field was too weak to stop solar winds from stripping the outer layers of atmosphere. It was still strong enough to keep the people breathing, but the gases that made up their liquid rain were all but gone. As the humans learned this, they did the unthinkable. They offered what they called asylum to the Gorians, on their own homeworld of Earth. Gorians were beyond shocked, to say nothing of the rest of us. A sovereign planet offering that much aid to little more than strangers. How? Why? Don't they know the rule? The aid was odd enough, but this asylum concept was a thing unheard of. An offer of land, resources, and a certain amount of autonomy on another planet. Not enslavement, not forced labour, no demand of payment. Who were these humans to think in such a way? Why did they think in such a way? The humans gained the full attention of the galaxy at that point. We all watched from our insulated little bubbles as the humans continued to defy everything that was an accepted rule. Offers of trade and commerce, offers to teach and requests to learn, promises, pacts, contracts, verbal agreement, and even just a handshake was enough for a human to take your word. And yet, only a few fools took advantage of that. Slowly, I saw the galaxy change under their guidance. We started to talk. We started to have an interest in others. We then started to care. When another planet called Oknov suffered an unnatural disaster in the form of a hyperlane gate destroying their moon, the humans weren't the first to respond this time. The Oknovites asked for help, and the Udon responded. The Udon were masters of planetary engineering, and using a nearby asteroid field, created a new moon for the Oknovites. That act, sparked by the example of the humans, changed everything. Within a single cycle, there were metaphorical bridges spanning the galaxy, and all who walked on them were friends to each other, and to the new head of the new Galactic Federation, known as the Bridge Builders, the Humans.